Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another deep dive. Today, we're digging into the recent UK-India naval exercise, PASX 2025. We've got the sources, and our mission is to really unpack what this means for maritime cooperation and security in the region. And helping us navigate through it all, we have our expert with us.
Great to be here. Looking forward to getting into the details.
Excellent. So let's start with the basics. What exactly was PASX 2025? What were its main objectives?
Okay, so PASX 2025, that stands for Passage Exercise. It was a two-day joint exercise. Indian Navy, Royal Navy, happened in the North Arabian Sea back on June 9th and 10th.
Right.
And the core objectives, well, they were primarily about enhancing interoperability, basically getting both navies to work together smoothly. Also practicing coordinated anti-submarine warfare, ASW ops, which are pretty complex. And fundamentally, it was about strengthening that maritime security cooperation.
That interoperability piece sounds key.
Well,
Which specific ships and aircraft were involved? Who brought what?
Yeah, good question. From the Royal Navy, they had their flagship carrier, HMS Prince of Wales.
Ah, the carrier.
Exactly, a major asset. And the frigate HMS Richmond was there too.
Okay.
On the Indian Navy side, they participated with INS Tebar, which is a stealth frigate. Plus, a conventional submarine, its specific type wasn't named in the sources, and crucially, a P-8I long-range maritime patrol aircraft.
Got it. The P8I, that's significant for reconnaissance.
Definitely. It points to the advanced nature of the drills they were running.
Okay, now let's zoom out a bit. The strategic side. Why is this exercise in this place, the North Arabian Sea, so important right now? This is where it gets really interesting, I think.
It absolutely does. The North Arabian Sea, well, it's a hugely strategic maritime corridor.
Yeah.
Think about global trade, energy shipments, so much passes through there.
Right, vital shipping lanes.
Precisely. So doing joint exercises there, it really sends a message. It highlights a shared commitment, to keeping things free, open, and based on international rules.
A rules-based order. We hear that phrase a lot.
We do. And it's about ensuring things like freedom of navigation aren't challenged, especially with, let's say, rise in regional tensions and other naval powers becoming more assertive.
Assertive, right.
And PASX fits into that broader UK-India 2030 roadmap, too. It's a concrete example of them deepening those defense ties.
That makes sense, linking it to the roadmap. So building on that, what were they actually doing out there? What kind of operations?
They covered quite a range. There were those coordinated anti-submarine warfare ops we mentioned, hunting for underwater threats. Very important skill.
Especially in that region, yeah.
Definitely. They also practiced tactical maneuvers, integrated helicopter operations, getting helicopters from different ships working together, and, importantly, professional exchanges between the officers and sailors, swapping notes, building relationships.
Were there any challenges mentioned? Bad weather, heavy traffic?
The sources mention the usual complexities of operating in busy waters like the North Arabian Sea, lots of maritime traffic, sometimes variable sea conditions. But they also highlighted that both navies showed, really strong professionalism and adaptability in handling it.
Good to hear. So let's talk impact. What does this all mean for regional stability? Does an exercise like this really make a difference?
I think it does. By improving how they operate together and just showing that united presence, it sends a clear signal. It's partly about deterrence, discouraging potential troublemakers, but it's also about actively promoting a stable environment, which, as we said, benefits everyone relying on those sea lanes.
And are there plans for more? Is this a one-off?
No, definitely not a one-off. The indications are clear that both navies want regular engagements like this. We can probably expect more, maybe even more complex exercises in the future, perhaps even involving other partner nations to build that collective security net.
Interesting. Beyond the official reports and strategic analyses, did anything personally stand out to you about this exercise? Any sort of behind-the-scenes feel?
What often comes through in these reports, even between the lines, is the sense of camaraderie, the mutual respect between the sailors. Despite having different procedures, maybe different kit, the collaboration seems to have been really seamless. It highlights those shared values, that commitment to doing the job well at sea. It's not just about hardware, it's the people.
That's a great point. Okay, so we've covered a lot, the specifics of PASX 2025, the ships, the operations, and the really critical strategic context. I think the big takeaway is just how vital this kind of maritime cooperation is becoming. And maybe here's something to think about. As these exercises like PASX enhance skills and strengthen ties between nations, they're not just about defense preparedness anymore. They're actively building the foundations for a safer, more secure maritime world for absolutely everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive today. Until next time, stay curious and keep thinking critically.